Shalom, 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 yasha'Allah. This your boy, Brother Shamuel Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called, Thy Shame Shall Be Seen. Thy shame shall be seen. All right, first and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Kol Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi. All right, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel, this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom to all you akim out there laboring on the highways and on the hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom to you all as well. All right. Like I said, this lesson is going to be called Thy Shame Shall Be Seen. Okay. And came across this article from BuzzFeed. It says, "Burn, baby, burn. Video of Nero voters burning their MAGA hats over Nero's handling of the Epstein files are going viral." All right. So it says, by now I am sure you've seen the backlash to Nero and his administration's handling of files related to the crimes and the deletion of Jeffrey Epstein. All right. It says, previously, United States Attorney General Pam Bondi claimed to have a client list of Epstein's on her desk ready for review. It says in February, Bondi also hosted a group of far-right influencers who emerged from the White House carrying binders with their Department of Justice seal and the words Epstein Files Phase 1. It says the first phase was declassified files, largely contains documents that have been previously leaked but never released in a formal capacity by the U.S. government. She said at the time of the documents purportedly inside, however, this would lead to a memo being released from the DOJ early this month, which claimed that there is no evidence of a client list or Epstein blackmailing powerful figures. He also doubled down in a Truth Social post where he suggested files related to the Epstein are creations of radical left lunatics and asked their base not to waste time and energy on Epstein. Right? You have a whole rant that he's going on. Right? Your boy Nero. Right? I'm not going to read all that. Right? You can pause it and read it if you want. Right? But he loves his social media. Right? He loves to be on there. All right, it says, well, MAGA and Republicans didn't take this message too well. All right, you have your girl Candace Owens says Barack Obama wrote the Epstein files because that's what he put in there. So you got to, like I said, you got to read that. It says this is outright embarrassing. It says in one video with over 2.3 million views, a voter lines up 3 red hats in a fire pit before dousing them with fluid. Right? You got Make Babylon Great Again, Keep Babylon Great. Right? It says, I'm not going to play with these anymore, the person says. MAGA hats are off. Burn, baby, burn. He's lighting those up. Right? It says, and this is a great representation of what's left of MAGA. They conclude over the charred remains. It says in another hat burning video with over 27 million views, a former supporter questioned Nero's relationship with Epstein along with the caption, just burnt my MAGA hat. It says, notably, Nero has denied connections with Epstein. Last year, he wrote on Truth Social, I was never on Epstein's plane or at his stupid island. Strong laws ought to be developed against AI. It will be a big and very dangerous problem in the future. It says, what are your thoughts on everything? Let us know. Okay. So, basically, he went on this social thing. I said I wasn't going to read it. I might just have to read a little bit of it just so you can kind of get the gist of it. But you see, his own, the folks who have been voting for him, they found out that, he duped them, right? He's duped them, right? And everything that he said, right, we're all just, it's like that high school president, man, who's trying to get, elected. Right, he tells you he's gonna change the school lunches and he's gonna do this, that, and the other. All right, and again and again, the people fall for the okie doke. All right, of Babylon. So, just read a little bit. It says, "What's going on with my boys, and in some cases gals? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA." And I don't like what's happening. It says we have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it. It says all over a guy who never dies. It says for years, it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration? It says, who combed the world with Russia, hoax, 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more. They created the files just like they created the fake Hillary, Christopher Steele, Dozier that they used on me. And now many so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the files? If there was anything, it says, in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement. It says, why didn't they use it? It says they haven't even given up on John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King Jr. files. No matter how much success we have had securing the border, deporting criminals, fixing the economy, energy, dominance, a safer world, says, where Persia will not have nuclear weapons. It's never enough for some people. We're about to achieve more in 6 months than any administration has achieved in over 100 years. All right, so he's just going on his whole tangent. All right, it's the good old smokescreen. All right, and we know a lot of times, when they do these type of things, there's something else going on. All right, behind the scenes, laws are being passed and different things are going on. All right, but we understand, we see the fall of this place. All right, we see the fall of this place where you got people, burning their MAGA hats, man. All right, but this is what it's come to, and this just shows you the estate of Babylon, right? If you really have hope in this place, man, you are delusional. All right, you are delusional. Okay, let's get a couple of scriptures, right? I don't make this too long. Matter of fact, let's go here real quick. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 5, and this is where we're at, man. Right? 2nd Esdras chapter 5, verse 8, it says, there shall be confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again. It says, the wild beasts shall change their places, and the menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. Right? We see this stuff, man. All right, you got, you got mountain lions roaming around in city areas, right? I mean, you got bears and all types of stuff just going on around here. All right, you got women bringing forth monsters, man. I did a lesson on that, the other day, man. Right? You take a look at the estate, man, of the youth, man. All right. They have no cares. They have no like morals. Our people, not only Jake, but all of them. The youth, right, is lost. It's a lost estate right now. All right. It says, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Right. And you see that, right? You even see it with your boy, Nero and his little buddy Elon, right? You don't hear too much of them no more. All right. It says, then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself from its secret chamber. Okay, we're getting to that point, right? With this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we're not gonna be out here too much longer. All right. We definitely believe that hey, it's a time where Yahawashi is about to take his men off the streets, man. And this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that has been freely flowing through this place, right? That tap is going to be turned and it's going to dry up, okay? It says, an understanding withdraw itself into his secret chambers, all right? It says, and shall be sought of many and yet not be found. It says, then shall unrighteousness and incontinence be multiplied upon the earth, all right? And we see that happening. We see it increasing now. It says, one land also shall ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee? It says, and it shall say no. It says, at that same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. All right. They want to make this place great again, but you see it's not happening. All right. Everything is closing and shutting down. Okay. It says, they shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. All right. You had all those people who voted for Nero to get in, and now they're seeing that that's one of the worst decisions that they could have ever done. All right. Let's go to the book of Psalm, right? This place is finished. All right. This place is finished. And everybody, who wants to enjoy this place is finished. All right. Matter of fact, let's go to Lamentations 4, right? And verse number 17, and it says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help, and our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. All right, this nation, this place can't even save itself, let alone, its people and the things that's going on in it. All right, everything is being exposed and seen, and everything is, and you see that this place is on its last leg. All right, let's go to what is that? Psalm 146, and let's go to verse number 3, right? It says, put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man. It says, in whom there is no help. All right. And our, people of this world are putting their trust in, they put their trust in Nero, right? You got our people who putting their trust in their oppressors, thinking that things are going to change, and it's not going to change. All right. So it says, put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help, right? There's no help, right? In the NLT, it says, don't put your confidence in powerful people. There is no help for you there, all right? Because ultimately, they're all looking for their own. They're all looking out for their own at the end of the day, all right? And you see they can't even help themselves, all right? Because everything that they're doing is being exposed, all right? Everything that they're doing is being exposed at this point, all right? Let's go to Isaiah, right? Isaiah chapter 47, all right? Isaiah 47:1, right? It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, right? Talking about America, okay? It says, sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Okay, this place is not the place to be. Okay, it says, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. Okay, and we see the shame. All right, and you see they're trying to cover up their shame. Right? You know, your boy, why are we still talking about this? You know, he basically just like, man, you know, this guy has been deleted. Can he stay deleted? Why do we have to keep bringing this up? Why? Because there's stuff that's gonna show their shame. All right, and they're trying not to have their shame seen. All right, so now all of a sudden they don't have this list or whatever they're trying to say. You know, this is the thing, right? You know, the scriptures tell you never trust your enemy, man. All right. But it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen, and I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. All right. This place, you know, is covered with shame. All right. It's covered with shame and all the secrets and things that, you know, that they have, you know, done in the darkness. As we see, you know, as time continues, it starts to be shown. Okay. All the wickedness and things that they've done. All right. And, you know, like I said, I've done plenty of lessons. You know, one that just popped up to my head was, you know, what they did to Gad, man. Right. By putting them in those boarding schools, right. Separating them from their parents, right. Cutting their hair, giving them, you know, their last names, you know, gave them these old generic names like Steve Smith and, you know, John, you know, White, whatever it is, right? They gave them all these names, right? They were children who ended up missing, right? The parents didn't know what was going on. There was all types of stuff going on, man. All types of foolery going on, and it was being exposed. And you had your boy Sleepy Joe, right, trying to get reelected and wanted to try to apologize off of something that happened years ago. Right, but he was only doing it just to try to win people over. All right, it wasn't sincere. All right, you know, their wickedness is too deep. Okay, their wickedness is too deep. Right, then you have people who try to fall for this okie doke, man. All right, they're falling for the okie doke and the well, we're gonna do better type stuff, man. Right, how long do you continue? Right, that's what the scriptures say. What is that? Psalms, Salakia, Proverbs. I'm sorry. Matter of fact, before I get that, let's look up the word shame. All right, let's look up this word shame real quick.
Strong's H2781. Herpa.
All right, and it says reproach, scorn, taunt. It says resting upon condition of shame, disgrace, right? A reproach, an object, right? So it says reproach, rebuke, shame. It says contumely, disgrace, right? Rebuke, shame. Okay, and that's what this place is feeling, right? They're feeling the shame of this place, right? The shame of the things that they've done. All right. But you know, our people will continue to try to seek out the guidance of this place, right? Scriptures say that the simple believeth every word. Okay. Proverbs 1 and let's just jump to the point, right? Proverbs 1 and 22 says, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge, right? You know, our people hate knowledge. They hate this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you know, and they'll continue to try to follow the ways of men, right? To the princes of this earth, right? They'll rather follow them, right, into a ditch than to, follow the ways of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right? They're simple, right? That's why the scriptures call them sadish. Our people are sadish because our people will still try to trust and put their trust in this place, man, even though all their shame is being seen. All right? But that's the mentality of what we have going on. All right? That's the mentality of what we see out here, of our people, right? And the things that they're doing. Okay? I wanted to get another one real quick. I wanted to go to the book of Luke, right? Luke chapter 8. And let's go to verse number 17 real quick. All right, because everything is being seen. Everything is being revealed in these last times. Okay? This is Luke chapter 8, verse 17. It's Yahawashi speaking, and says, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad." Okay? And they're trying to hide these little, these files and these different things, but eventually all that stuff is going to get out, man. Right? Their disgrace is being uncovered at this point. All right? And it's to the point where the people who are who were for this stuff, you see them, right? They're burning their hats, man. They're done with this place. This place is finished at the end of the day, right? This place is being exposed, and it's being seen, and their shame is being uncovered at this point. Okay, so like I said, I just wanted to do this quick lesson, right? And this is just fitting for the fall of this place, man, and the disgrace of this place. All right. This is truly the epitome of Babylon, right? It said Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's hand, right? Now this place is done, right? That's why I said in Isaiah 47, Salakia, what was it? Trying to paraphrase it. Matter of fact, let's just get it. Let's just go back to it real quick. Salakia. Isaiah 47. The point that I wanted. Oh, yeah, it should be no more be called tender and delicate. Okay? This place is no longer the tender and delicate place that everybody thought to be, right? This American dream. Everything is being exposed at this point. Everything is being uncovered. All right, through the power and spirit of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right, what does it say in the book of Obadiah? Let's see. Verse number 6, right? It says, "How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?" All right. And that's through, the Lord sending his prophets out, man. The Lord sending the men of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi out to the, these highways and hedges, right? And ultimately through these prophecies and showing, right, that son of perdition may be revealed, right? And he's showing himself, and we're pointing at the shame. The things are being seen, okay? So, like I said, Lord's will, right? This is edifying, right? But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom to the 144,000 men, right? Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who have ruled well to the spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, right? Another mighty shalom to the rest of the elect out there, man. Stay diligent, stay focused, keep watching, all right? And put your trust and your faith in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and not this place and not men, all right? And with that, I say, abal, and shalom.